potentially want to read. Are we gonna do 24 hours? I don't freaking know, but we have 3 days of no work, no kids, because my parents are amazing and they're in Michigan with my kids right now. Yeah, so we're gonna take advantage of this time. The current lineup, Crown Me Yours. We read book 1 this week, loved it. I am desperate to know what the hell goes on with this. What's gonna pop off? Everyone's crying on the internet. Am I gonna cry on the internet? I don't know. My Dreadful Darling by H.D. Carlton, her newest release. I know nothing about this. Don't tell me what's going on. I don't want to know. I love going in blind. But she's a chonker. She's about 600 pages. Contender number 1. Another chonker, and one that I have been dying to read because I love Emmerson Hoyt's writing from the duet that I read from her last year. And this is The Endless Fall. I just know that it's gothic-y, southern dark romance, brother's best friend, I believe. I don't know, but I'm down for the ride. And then we have If It Can't Be Us by Erin Karina. A little snippet. What happens when one person you never wanted to fall for becomes the one you can't resist? Also shorter, under 400 pages, so much more doable. And then I received this from Simon & Schuster, and this is Haunting the Hunter by Hannah Hart. This one's supposed to be like a different kind of book. It says, a devoted hunter sworn to destroy a demonic cult, his sister gifted with magic she can't control, the demon she summoned, and you, the reader. Warning, this is not just a book. It's an invitation, a contract sealed the moment you turn the page. If you choose to follow him, he will hunt you. And this story does not end when you choose the book. I'm not trying to do some Ouija board stuff. Okay, and then this is the start of a trilogy by Anna Zaires, and this is Terrible Beauty. And this is book 1, and it's a family contract, dark bargain, no escape. This is Mafia, and she's also a shorty, so super quick. But let's get this party started. My plan for this entire weekend, this 3-day weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, are read, raw, eat, and shop. So let's get this started. Okay, it is now many hours later and we are finally gonna start. Oops, we just shopped. It is 4:56, so we are about to set our timer now. We have officially started. So let's start reading Crown Me Yours. So I'm obsessed with Vale. Is that how you say his name? Anyhow, I'm obsessed with him. So I know he's like the bad guy, but he's also like, I don't know, low-key. I think they would be a good couple. The chemistry is there, okay? He's extremely toxic. It's a spoiler. Anywho, I don't want to say too much about this because it is book 2 in a duet. However, please read this because this is good. And the funny thing is I have DNF'd 2. Oh, I think she only wrote these 2 other duets. I have DNF'd those duets. They sucked booty. This is a masterpiece. So I would highly recommend it. Especially if you didn't like Feathers So Vicious, whatever that series is, in the Pale Court duet. I read book 1 of that and it was okay, but it just like was not that interesting. But it dealt with this same thing. The Pale Court series reminds me of this because it deals with the rotting kingdom, all that. Our reading way different than this is. Like I physically feel the chemistry between these characters, which is amazing. Like we're here for that. You guys, also did I mention I'm PMSing and it's 5 o'clock, so I'm hoping to finish this by like 9. How many hours does it say? It says I have 3 hours and 44 minutes. Let's get back to reading. Honestly, I've only read 84 pages. That's not good. We've been reading a little bit slow, but I did take a break to eat dinner because it is a little bit later now where I stopped. We just had this crazy time. Husband and wife, their first time. I'm sorry, the chemistry, phenomenal. I love this. I probably look so insane right now, but that's okay. Who cares? So we ended with 21 hours and 19 minutes left on the timer, and it is literally 9:57 p.m. on Friday night, and I am sleepy AF. I took so many breaks. I almost fell asleep and I had to eat, shower, clearly, change, and get ready for the night. I love this book. I don't know if this is going to be a 5 stars. The first book was definitely 5 stars. Like, who effing cares? It was phenomenal. Highly suggest. We'll get more into it once we finish all the books, though. Right now, we are sitting at 21 hours. And now we need to pick out our next book. Out of the stack that we have, I do not think I want the chunkiest book right now. So My Dreadful Darling is out of the running for right now, for tonight. Oh, is this going to be sad? I know I want to start this one when I'm like fully awake tomorrow. So I'm definitely going to save this one. So this one's out of the running for tonight. And I know this one I can read super quick too, but I think I'm going to save this one for later on as well. Do not want to read something sad again right now, so I think we're going to go with Terrible Beauty by Anna Zaires, and super short as well. And this one just says a family contract, a dark bargain, no escape. So let's go ahead and start this one and see. It is now Saturday and it is 11:12. We are starting this super late. Okay, 10 minutes into my reading challenge, my husband said, "Hey, do you want to go shopping?" And I said, "Bet, let's go." So we were gone for hours. We went to Nordstrom, we went to Bloomingdale's, we went to Books A Million, and we went out to eat. It was a whole day. And then I also came home to a package this morning after we went grocery shopping. So let me open up this package real quick because it's by one of my new favorite authors. So I recently read See Me by Tella Alvarez, and I love this book so much. She sent me this book, and then this is actually a series. So she sent Notice Me, Trust Me, and also Remember Me. This is the last book, and this just recently came out too. That being said, let's get into what we actually read yesterday and how many hours we are currently sitting at. So Friday, we read Crown Me Yours, and I finished the entire book. Mind you, it was only like 240 pages, 270 pages. I don't know. This duet is phenomenal. I would highly suggest if you want a darker fantasy, romantasy, extreme plot twist. The whole thing was gorgeously written. I did enjoy the first book more than the second. Once we got into the second book, I knew where we were going with it, and I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I shed a couple tears. I did not sob, and yeah, I would highly recommend it. This is gorgeous, and I see what all the hype is about. And then I did decide to pick up a paperback, and this is A Terrible Beauty. So this is what I'm currently reading, and let me see what page I'm on. And I made it to chapter 8 yesterday, which is page 63. I am going to go ahead and pick this up on, see if it's available on Audible. All right, so we have this. We still have 20 hours. What I've read so far in this book, this is a dark mafia romance, and our FMC and our MMC are from 2 rival mafia families, and our FMC is 15 years old in one of the first scenes, and she is sat down and said she is going to marry this man when it is time. He's a few years older than her, but he's like, I'm not marrying a kid. So it's like 11 years later that he kidnaps her. We are starting off with a bang. This is definitely typical Anna vibes in a mafia world because her men are walking red flags, and I love them. They're very possessive. So let's get to reading. You guys, he breaks her hymen with his finger because she's a virgin, and he's not trying to put the P in the V at the moment. Excuse me, what? Well, we have now finished Terrible Beauty by Anna Zaires. 17 hours still. 17 hours still. Girl, it was okay. Honestly, this is I'm gonna give this 2 stars. This is a mafia, enemies to lovers, darker romance. It was okay. There really wasn't that much spice because they're not really getting to the business until the last page. Their chemistry was okay. The characters were okay. There was just nothing that was gripping me. I kind of forced myself to finish this one. If I was not doing this video, it may have been a DNF. But with that being said, let's start our next book because we need a banger. I need to stay awake. I say we start The Endless Fall by Emmerson Hoyt because why not? I've been dying to read this. Her other series is so phenomenal. So let's get to reading. officially Sunday, so it is time to update our reading journey. We have far too much time left, unfortunately. We unfortunately have 13 hours left and 43 minutes. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna set the timer now. It is 10:54. We are gonna start the timer now. So we are gonna let the timer run and see what we get through. I did start the Endless Fall yesterday, and let me see, I started reading on my Kindle. We got 20% in, so it says I have roughly like 4 hours left of that, so we will get that finished today. But in the meantime, as a mood reader, I just wanted something a little bit different, so we picked up Heavy by M.L. Burns, and I do have that also downloaded on Audible. So let's go ahead, and I need to get some cleaning done. I need to get set up for the work week coming up. So let's go ahead and get some things done. I don't have very long because we do have dinner plans this afternoon. So with the Endless Fall, I'm actually really enjoying this book. I love the atmosphere that this author always creates. It's very atmospheric. You really visualize everything that's going on, and the tension between our FMC and our MMC is just bonkers. But there's also this element of a mystery of what's going on. I don't know her past yet. I haven't got that far in. Why she's kind of like the black sheep of this town, I don't really know, but it is so good so far. I am loving this. The writing is stunning, which I already figured it would be. I love this, so I will give updates as I go once I go back outside to start reading this again. In Heavy, I did grab the audio and I got ready this morning, and okay, so our FMC and our MMC are related, not by blood. She is his step niece. She didn't really know about her step uncle because he's been in prison for murder, I guess. But they are both staying at the secluded cabin that belongs to her family, and they both were unaware of each other. So this is quite interesting. The daddy kink has already come up, which at first I was like, ick, but also it's Father's Day. So is that fitting? I am indeed having a good time. Okay. Also interested in the FMC's background, because why are these weird men following her and roughing her up? And then the scene where her mom walks into the cabin and her step uncle goes underneath her. Mind you, they haven't done anything yet, but like feeling her up. Huh? So we're gonna pop in this audio, get some cleaning done around the house, some dishes, and go from there. I will update you once we get a little bit further. So let's get to reading. We are at about 12 hours and 20 minutes. We are just letting the timer run, and let me see where we're at with our audiobook. 3 hours and 30 minutes. So we will be finishing this later. We're gonna take a break from Heavy. I am loving this so far. Pleasantly surprised. It's reading really quick. The narration is really good, but even the writing, it's really easy to follow and read through, but the tension between these two is phenomenal. How protective he is, loving that. So this is a really good time, but we are going to take a break from our audiobook, and we are going to go ahead and just read our paperback, because I do want to finish The Endless Fall today. And I do kind of have to hurry up because we have dinner reservations tonight. So I only have about like 3 hours to read, and then I kind of have to be getting ready for dinner. So let's go ahead and sit down and read The Endless Fall. It's hot as balls outside, so we might just read inside and then go outside. I don't know. We'll see. This bag is huge. Take your shirt off. And he takes his shirt off too. Okay, it is now Monday. I did not check in again on Sunday, and our 24 hours is up. I was hoping to complete every book that we started in this 24-hour reading challenge. However, this was a lot harder than I expected. I took way too many breaks. I went too many places, and I did too many things. So let's recap all the books that were on our 24-hour readathon TBR and what we actually read. We did have Terrible Beauty by Anna Zaires, and let me tell you, my initial reactions to all these books I think were lower than I expected because I was tired. Terrible Beauty by Anna Zaires. This was not a bad book. It was not my favorite book of hers. However, if you need a mafia wreck, if you need the forbidden mafia wreck with a man who has like a gazillion red flags but is also like soft for her, I would highly suggest this. It is short, it is sweet, and there's only 3 books in this series. I have the other 2 books, so I eventually will get to those. I just wasn't in the mood for this. I think it was like right book, wrong time kind of vibe, okay? The other books that were on our TBR, Haunting the Hunter. I did not even pick this up, okay? My Dreadful Darling. I quite literally did not want to pick up another chunky book because we did end up picking a chunky book. This was not the vibe for me, so I simply did not read this. I will be prioritizing this in July though because this is high on my TBR and one that I definitely want to get to because I know the other book in this duet is coming out I think in August, so I will be getting to this, but in this challenge, we did not, girl. The Endless Fall by Emmerson Hoyt. We did actually start this in our 24-hour reading challenge, and I think that was the problem because I started this when I was so tired and I was so late in the game of this readathon that I was just like, I can't. But this is one that I definitely wanted to keep flipping the pages for because it was so good. I actually did not finish within the 24 hours, but I did finish it after. So after seeing this, I did complete this following this conversation. This was freaking good. 10 out of 10. This was a 5-star read. This is gothic mystery vibes in a southern setting. This is Brother's Best Friend with so much mystery and small town vibe. I love this. And everyone kind of has like this tragic, like emotional past. But the tension and the yearning, I'm sorry, dry humping your brother's best friend on the couch, yes, please. I ate this up and I would have lost sleep if I didn't have work the next morning. We also had If It Can't Be Us on our TBR, but we did not pick this up either. I saw that it was gonna be a sad book, so I said, ner. Okay, a sad book that we did read that I do not have physically was Crown Me Yours. I finished this duet while I also was sleep deprived, and you guys, I said it wasn't a 5-star. I lied. Okay, this is actually a 5-star. This duet as a whole is a 5-star duet. The writing, poetic, the story, the plot twists were bonkers. The love story was tragically beautiful because why? Why do we have to do that? But I like that because it was actually real. Like it made the story more realistic. So I have to say this was a banger. The hype online is definitely worth it. And that's the reason why I didn't want to read any more sad books within this 24-hour period. So then towards the end, I was like, I need something that is going to get me out of this funk and wake me up a little bit. And that was Heavy by M.L. Burns because it was a forbidden romance. I love a forbidden romance, and step uncle and step niece, I know that's not for everybody, okay? And if you don't like it, that is perfectly fine. You are entitled to your opinion. 4 stars all around. Amazing. There was plot, there was spice, there was like mystery, drama, and so much mental health rep in this, all wrapped into one. So it was so beautiful. This was actually extremely emotional, so beautiful, and I loved the like mysterious, heartbreaking side of this as well because these characters have gone through it, like through it. But I thought this was a lot of fun. This was definitely challenging for me because as a mood reader, I am typically reading 2 to 3, sometimes 4 books at one time. So trying to read one book all the way through and then picking another one, that's normally just not my vibe. And I'm not the type of person that could just sit all day and lay all day. So that's why I had to pick up one that had an audio at the very end because I'm like, I need some stimulation. I need to move my body. And that is a wrap up, but thank you for watching and I will see you next time. Bye.